field with its nose on one goal line, you'd have to reschedule that game. In nursing homes, the code word for toilet is mustard, specifically gray poupon. My name is David. I did not name my son David, but I wish I'd named him Harley, because then he could introduce himself as Harley, David's son. The other day he said he said to me he was proud of me because he'd heard I'd started listening to rap music. And I said, no, you misunderstood. What I said was the last time I fell, I heard my hip hop.
That's a great one.
My cousin's band has trouble getting gigs. I blame the name they've chosen for the band, which is Closed for Repairs. It's particularly tough when they perform with their favorite band, Plumbing Problems. Because then on the marquee it reads, tonight only, closed for repairs with plumbing problems. Here's another question. Exactly how dead is a doornail? If you'd like me to keep going, but I have one more, so I'll leave it up to you after this one.
Yes, please. Just 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll keep going.
Keep going.
Every
It's gonna
morning,
be fun.
every morning, two cute little ducks come visit me on my patio, and I've started giving them bread. My friend Don said, don't do that. If they eat too much bread, they'll get sick and die. I said, I know. I hate ducks.
You hate ducks.
I hate ducks. Want a few more?
Maybe one more, if you would, please.
Well, one. I have a joke with the number 1 in it. So here's
Oh,
my joke.
perfect.
If I only had one word to describe myself, it would be not very good at following directions.
I love that. And that, ladies and gentlemen of the jury out there, that's David G. Scott. You can find him on Facebook at David Scott. You can find his bio, all about him. If you want to book him for private, clean, family-friendly parties, you can find that information also at the Veterans of Comedy website, because he's on there. He's a member of the Veterans of Comedy. I would like to take 1 minute.
Also at my website, davidgscottcleancomedy.com.
davidgscottcomedy.com. Did I get it?
Almost.
Clean Comedy. David G. Scott, cleancomedy.com. Yes? Wow, I did it. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought that comedians had an intellect? Here we go. I want to stop and show you the flyer for this show. So every week, twice a week, I put this out. We'll have a Friday show like today and a Saturday show. And there's our paid exclusive sponsor. It looks like I have Parkinson's, but I don't. So that's a nod to our sponsor, who is ahabroadway.org. Before I go into my set, I just want to read their 3-paragraph blurb. If you are looking to take a chance at comedy or want to bring comedy to the next level in a judgment-free, friendly, inclusive, and supportive environment built for seniors, 55 plus, and veterans alike, there's only one place you should be, and that's AHA Broadway. Put the fun in your funny. Comedy workshops are the best, taught by a professional comedian out of the East Coast, Chris Murphy. These very affordable classes really demonstrate AHA Broadway's motto, learn, perform, believe. Visit ahabroadway.org and click on comedy workshops to get more information. They have classes starting September 18th and 20th. They're very affordable for veterans. So please go on over there and support them. They support this show. I wouldn't be able to pay comedians anything if it wasn't for their support. So give it up for AHA Broadway. And Heather Edwards over there, we love you. Thank you so much for believing in what we all do for the veterans in our world. So I'm flipping around here doing a lot of stuff, so just bear with me. So a little bit about me, or a lot, whatever. I like it when comedians say a little bit about me and then they go on for 30 minutes. I'm just going to warn you, it could be a lot. Just saying. I love to stay in shape. That's my mantra. I don't want to get out of shape and start looking like I don't know. So I went to 24-hour fitness, because they're open 24 hours a day, and sometimes I get bored. And I said, listen, I got things to do, but I want to stay in shape. So can you hurry up and show me the tour, hurry up and show me the paperwork, and just get me signed up as quick as you can. I only have an hour. I know you guys have 24. I'm in a hurry. Hurry up, take me on the tour, show me the paperwork, and let me exercise, right? I'm goal-oriented, right? Like it took them 50 minutes to show me all the bathroom, the showers, the equipment, show me the paperwork. Finally, we get down to the closing where I sign on the dotted line to be a member. And they say to me, I'm 70 years old, you guys. They said to me, do you want a real key to turn any old time in the middle of the night when you come? Or do you want one of those fingerprint ID identification thingamajiggies to do at the door? And I thought for a minute and I said, I'm 70. Do you know how many keys I've lost in my life? We better go with this. So there we are, and I'm so excited. And they go, okay, up, down, up. Oh, start over. Up, down. We did this 17 times. Well, it was like 6, but somebody said 17's funnier on stage. So we do this. Finally, it works. And I have now passed the scenario, and I have a fingerprint thingamajiggy. I don't know what they call it, right? Do you know, in that hour, those were the only reps I got. And I didn't need a spotter, so winning. And now you have no idea the things I can do with this finger. I'm so strong. Yeah, it only took an hour to 50 minutes of nonsense, and then we got it done. Yeah, but I like exercise. And, that makes me think about the struggles people have exercising, because you've got, you have to get a card, then you have to do cardio, and then you might have a cardiac event. And then if you're lucky and you hang in there since 2005 till now, like I did exercising, you're going to get a Cardi B minus. Yeah. Minus the fans, minus the money, minus the good looks, whatever, you get the point. But I got my Cardi B minus in the back. And now when I walk down the street, which I do often to stay in shape, I don't mind if I get stared at and men, think from behind, so to speak, from behind, that I'm 18. What do I care? And when they come around and have to take a look at my mug and take me at face value, joke's on them. That's what you get. Careful what you wish for. Yeah. I like playing around with getting older. Anybody else getting older up in here? It's my most relatable statement. We are all getting older, You know, you don't have to try hard to be relatable. Just talk about what everybody does. We all get older. I, in fact, have turned 21 3 times, which is a real problem when I go shopping for those cute flirty clothes I need to get attention. I go to Forever 21 because they have the cutest clothes, and men like to look at me when I'm wearing Forever 21. But when I go to the store, the ladies at the store say, you know, you can come in here and get those clothes, you know, that you think look so cute on you. But when you get to the register, you're paying triple, which with a B. But this is my clean set. See the dimples I used to have? I went to Forever 21 at a new store one day, and they must have had a new clerk because she leaned in. She was so nice. She leaned in and she says, "Excuse me, ma'am. Don't you think that these cute, flirty clothes might be just a little bit, I don't know, too young for you?" And I thought, you know what? Be nice, Linda. I could go ghetto, but I'll be nice. So I said, you know what, honey? You're right. And I walked right back out that store and back in 2 more times just to make the math add up for her. Then another one at another store, she leaned in and said the same thing. "Don't you think you're a little old for these clothes?" And I leaned in because I like to give back. I leaned in and I said, "Excuse me, I don't know, far be it for me to dish it back to you, but don't you think that maybe your little sister's tank top's a shed too tight for you?" I haven't gone back to that store. I come from a crazy town. Maybe you've heard of it, Portland, Oregon. Yeah. Their motto is keep it weird. This last year, with all the shenanigans going on in my hometown, they were, for the first time, able to keep it weird without me being there. Yeah, you've heard about it. I thought they were going to burn the entire city down. My grandmother and I, back in the 50s, we had a favorite statue. It was a deer. And we used to sit there and eat lunch in front of that deer. He was bronze, in case you wonder. And we would sit there, and I loved the deer statue in downtown Portland. They burnt it. They burnt my grandma and my favorite statue. And now, the takeaway, Portland can finally say that the buck did stop there. That's right, it stopped it. Portland's progressive too, don't let me fool you. Look at me. What about me tells you I'm progressive? Nothing on my table, I'll tell you that. These tchotchkes do not scream progressive. No, I don't know what I'd have to have on my table to look progressive, but I am not. One time, to try to fit in Portland and be progressive, I thought, okay, I'll get on the phone and I'll spend 15 minutes to try to save 15% on car insurance. Yeah, which was weird because I don't drive or own a car. I wanted to fit in. One time, I almost kissed a hipster barista in Portland. I almost kissed him. He deserved it. Yeah, because he told me I looked just like Marilyn. I was going to kiss him. I said, "Oh, she's," and he goes, no. Marilyn Manson. You look just like Marilyn Manson. Thanks a lot. I guess it was a bad hair day. My makeup was running. I don't know what. But you know, compliments are weird coming from men when you get older. They are. If you're young, get ready. People love to mess up those compliments to an older person. For instance, "You look like you're aging backwards." "Oh, do I? Thank you." You sound like you're talking to a kid. "Oh, you look like you're aging backwards." I'm like, why are you trying to humor me? Give me a compliment and make it real. Do you think Benjamin Button was a sex symbol? I don't think he was. You know, I love it when men Sometimes women give me a compliment and tell me, oh, 70, you look so good for your age. Oh, do I? Well, men, you look really good for being a reject for the hair club for men. Sorry, David. It wasn't aimed at you. I promise. This is shtick I had before. Not trying to shtick it to you. Yeah, those compliments are weird. But my favorite one is being told I look just like Marilyn. I don't think I look a bit like Marilyn. It cracks me up. I think I look like Katie Couric's Meshuggah's sister. But, you know, if I did look like Marilyn, I think I would look a little bit like the sister she never had, you know, the one that really couldn't sing and really couldn't act and had to pop out of a cake and sing happy birthday to Ted Kennedy. That's more like, that's my Marilyn, which is very close to Marilyn Manson. Have you ever tried to sing with your makeup on from the bottom of a lake? Your makeup's gonna run. This is just new stuff coming to my head, you guys. I'm riffing. I'm such a talent. I'll forget it all. Don't worry. It's not gonna make it to Madison Square Garden. Oh my gosh. My idea of a really good day in Vegas, where I live, is putting on a prom gown, hooker heels, and going street walking with my Fitbit, that is, and letting the men wonder, is she literally or figuratively a streetwalker? What do I care what they think? I'm too old to care what men think. That was so 1950s. Now I just want to look good and turn heads. So I walk up and down the strip to get honked at. Do you know how hard it is to get a honk in the Me Too movement in a pandemic in Vegas? Jeez, I've had my hands full, and so has Forever 21. That's about my time, you guys. I'm Linda Marcus Smith. Thank you. Thank you. I had so much fun playing, and you created the environment for me to feel at ease. So, hey, you know, that's the funny thing about us comedians. Sometimes there's comedians, maybe you are one of these stronger comedians, you can go in and do comedy anywhere, even if they're rolling their eyes, falling asleep, or I don't know, pooping their pants, whatever. I can't. I have to have like somebody looking interested. I have to feel welcome, you know, and looking at your face, you made me feel so happy to do my stuff and relax. So thank you, David.
No, you're welcome. You're lovely. Thank you.
So this wraps up the comedy, but what we like to do that my co-host on Saturdays started is just kind of talking and riffing and, you know, whatever comes up in conversation. So this is the end of the comedy portion, but if you'd like to stay longer and watch a little bit more, we're going to just talk, and you get to see into the minds of the super intelligent comedians who sometimes are a little narcissistic. I'm not going to lie. So we're going to go into conversation until we decide we're sick of each other. So here we go.
Well, good night, everybody.
He's sick of me. You got it. David, what's coming up in your week? Where can people see you? What you got to plug what you're up to.
Hey, you should have asked me a week ago, because this last week I did three. I did a fundraiser and then 2 in person. But this next week, I don't think I have very much at all. Let me tell you about performing in nursing homes. Some things that have happened. You can't make this stuff up. One time after a performance, a little old lady came up to me and said, "Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the way you played." Which was curious because I don't own a guitar, so. And I said, "Oh, thank you. You're very kind." And then another time, a lady came up to me afterwards and said, "Well, I really enjoyed your show. Just we can't applaud very loud." I'm like, "Oh." Another show. These are true. Another show. Everyone, by the end of the show, everyone had fallen asleep. taken a nap and then woke up. Not all at the same time. So I always had somebody who was awake listening to me. And this next one was upsetting. A ambulance pulled up outside. These two guys go in, two EMTs go in with the gurney, get on the elevator, door closes. I keep performing. About 10, 15 minutes later, doors open. They have a person strapped down to the gurney, and they exit out to the ambulance and take off, all during my performance. I said, wow, that's unique. I told that to my kids, and they said, oh, killer set. I said, no, that's not right. So what are some strange experiences you had performing?
I'm glad you asked. So 2, which do you want to hear first? Almost getting thrown in jail on a VA property, or number 2, the highest compliment one could ever get?
Let's go. I'll pick A.
Which one was that?
Go with the first one. That sounds exciting.
You mean on the private, almost going to jail?
That one.
Okay. So, do you know how long it takes for the Veterans Administration hospitals to let you just go in and do comedy? Okay, first of all, they have to take you through about a year-long process of vetting you and finding out if you're Meshuggah, and you have to stay patient and keep going back. So I kept going back every month, staying calm. It was about that month, like September, which is Suicide Awareness Month. You just don't want to give me an idea. So I decided to do my best Columbo impression. And I went in September to the Portland VA, and I said, so let me get this straight. I believe it's Suicide Prevention Month, and you don't think maybe one joke could maybe save one life? All of a sudden, it's literally what I said. I'm not making it up. I have dealt with only frontline people for like 11 months, and I'm up to here with it. Both doors in the back, there's 2 supervisors. Both doors swing open at the same time. And they couldn't hand out enough cards to me to all the places.
Wow.
So they said, go and talk to, go through all the paperwork at volunteer service. So I did. And voluntary services, we're going to start you out at the TLC, where people who are in drug or physical rehab from surgery live there. And I said, great. I want to do comedy for the veterans. Not really the employees, the veterans that are there that are sad, sick, lonely, not the employees, right? I mean, I know my audience, right? And so that's a whole nother talk show. So, oh, sure. So I show up. No, they have me doing the comedy before a mandatory meeting for the volunteer employees who have to come from all over Washougal, Camas to Portland for a meeting once a week on their own dime. They're not getting paid, and they're sitting there like this through the whole meeting. 5 weeks in a row, I tried to get these people to laugh. I tried this style of comedy, that style of comedy. I kept changing it up, for them. Finally, I told the guy, you know what? I don't think they're buying it. And so then I went back to do, by that time I picked up a couple other buildings on the side that wanted me to come do comedy. But I had left the original, and I got stopped by the head of the volunteer thing in Vancouver, Washington, when I was on that building property. And he said, you can't be here doing comedy. And I said, is this America? Is there still freedom of speech? And he says, no, you were sent over to do it at the TLC. And I go, yeah, but 5 weeks in a row. And he and I agree, because I don't care, you can't do jokes here. So I almost got arrested. That's what I call almost arrested. You can't have freedom of speech on. That was something else. Took a year to get the gig, and the gig was a flop.
Mm.
So there we are.
What's the other?
And the other story is happier.
Okay.
That's a true story. Happier. I don't have a punchline. Maybe you can help me with a punchline for that one. So the other story, I'm doing my mother passed away. Hold on, it's not going to be dark. She passed away in 2002. It's now through 2021. So it's not sad. When she passed away, I wanted to come full circle and do comedy at her nursing home. So I asked them, and I went in and I said, I'll come monthly, every Friday, 2:00. So I did every month, Friday at 2:00 on whatever. So I'm doing comedy this one day. This was around the time of Hillary and her emails, right? That when she deleted all those emails. I get done doing comedy. I don't think they've heard a thing, you know. First of all, I don't know who can actually hear, who's paying attention. They've got some kind of synchronized sleeping thing going on that David talked about. Nobody left in a gurney. It's like the caretakers are the ones listening, you know, but it's fine. So I did this entire set. They mandated that I do an hour. This was in 2002, right? And so, so I did the best that I could, right? I wasn't even a comic yet. I just wanted to grieve over my mother. And so they were the ones grieving by the time the hour was up. I'm not going to lie. So I get done with this hour-long thing, and this lady says, "Keep your day job." I was tap dancing. I was singing. I was doing Carol Burnett. I had a table full of props to remind me what I was going to say next. I brought in an egg beater from the kitchen, and like I had everything. I was trying anything I could. I mean, by the time I got done with my hour each week, you'd have thought I was Carol Burnett on crack. I tried so hard. And so this one time, 3-4 months into the gig, this little old lady, she was 92 years old. She came up to me with an iPad. I thought the thing was going to fall on the floor. And she comes up to me and she goes, "Look, have you heard this before, David?"
I believe so, but go ahead.
She goes, "This is my husband." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she says, "No, he's in the room deleting emails." So I thought about that, and I thought, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to go there. So then she says, "No, this is a video of my husband. He worked for David Letterman for 15 years in the lighting department. And this is the night that David Letterman had him come." Oh, sorry, Johnny Carson. Worked for Johnny Carson for 15 years. And this is the day that Johnny brought him to the couch and said goodbye to him and thanked him for his years of dedication. I go, "Wow, can he come to the show next month?" So he did. He comes the next month to the show. And he's not like David. He's not giving me good feedback that he's enjoying a thing, right? And at the end, he comes up to me and he says, "I worked for Johnny Carson for 15 years, and you're just as funny as all those others I've seen." So the joke now that I have about it is that, I got told that by someone at the Johnny Carson show that I was the brightest light they had ever seen. Okay, he worked in the lighting department. I'll take it. Just whatever. It's a compliment. It didn't say for my age.
That's a great story. Wow, thanks.
Thank you. I kept a video. Every once in a while, it pops up as a memory. Don't you love it when Facebook fights Alzheimer's?
Yes. Yeah.
I love those memories. I'm like, "Oh, who is that cute little girl? Wait, that's me." She was cute back then. What happened to her?
I wonder whatever happened to her.
I love that dress. Whatever happened to that dress?
Yeah. Where is it now?
Yes. Do you ever shock yourself with the things that you forget? Like compared to the things the nonsensical things you remember to the things you need to remember?
I was just talking to my daughter about that today. I said, there was a word I couldn't remember, so I used another word, substitute word. And then I said, it's funny, I have trouble recalling words, but I've memorized a 45-minute set, and that I have no problem remembering. I said, so I don't know how the brain works, long story short.
Isn't that the truth?
But every time I perform, I have these one-liners, these short jokes, and I have trouble remembering all of them because there are a lot of them, and they're not connected. And my daughter saw me perform at a nursing home this last week, and on the way home, I said, I believe I remembered every single joke. And she said, well, good for you. That's great. 30 minutes later, I remembered a joke I had forgotten. It's like,
oh my God.
I said, well, one day I'll remember all of them.
Oh my goodness sakes. Well, I think that this is a good place for us to break away, and I'll talk to you on private messenger because you're the only person that gets paid today.
Yeah.
So,
and a paycheck?
What?
Free parking too? Do I get free parking?
We validate your parking. Yes, we do. Absolutely, we do. I'll send it to AHA Broadway. And if it ever comes back paid, just kidding around.
Good to know.
No, parking isn't paid for, but please come and park yourself here every time I come on. You're a delight.
You're right. Thank you, Linda. Thank you for putting this on for the veterans and helping out. All right, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Now I have plenty of time to go share it with some veteran-owned companies. So yeah. Okay, well, so I'm going to go, and you've been awesome. And so have you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Come back Saturdays at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is plus 3 hours for you New Yorkers that don't know math. Doesn't change. You just add 3. Not difficult. You think we're stupid out here on the West Coast? I keep having to tell you, just add 3. Sorry, it's a little rant. I'm going to get canceled now. All of New York is going to cancel me. Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys. Love you all. Bye, David. Love you.
All right, thank you. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.